All right, everyone. So I'm live with Jack Keenan. Jack, if you just want to introduce yourself, bro.
So my name's Jack Keenan. I'm 17 years old. I've been interested in fitness for the better part of 3 years now. And but 2 of those years have been mainly focused on powerlifting.
So how did you get into powerlifting?
Well, when I started out in the gym, obviously like most people do, it's just to look better and feel better. Um, but I really think that getting stronger was what brought me to the gym more than anything else. And sort of that feeling of getting stronger and getting more weight on the bar throughout your months of training is it's such a good feeling.
So what would you recommend for somebody who wants to start powerlifting? Where do you think they should start?
Technique, mate. Honestly, like if you try and start lifting heavy weights with absolute shit form, then you're going to injure yourself in the first week. So don't even think about trying to add weight before you've got your form down. Even maybe looked at by a trainer of some sort. Just be like, is this okay? Is this right? For your squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, anything like that. Any big movements, you need to get it down. Past that, it's up to you what you do.
So I know that in theory that makes a lot of sense, right? But like in practice, guys that are starting out with powerlifting, they're gonna want to put on the muscle. They're not gonna want to invest the time to actually correct their form and get everything right before they just start loading on the weights, because they're going to want to see results. So what would you say to those people who want to see results straight away?
Be patient. Don't look for an overnight sort of result. You definitely have to take your time with it. And like any trainer or any coach will tell you that form is so much more important than looking big or strong, looking like you're lifting more than what you are. Because if you injure yourself, then that's you out for so it's not worth it.
It's not worth it, yeah. Right? What's the point in getting big and strong if you're not doing it the correct way, and you're going to end up hurting yourself? Then that way you're actually out of the gym, puts you out of the gym, and then you can't get stronger after that, and you have to sit out anyways. So all of that time that you try to make up, skipping over correcting your form, you're throwing it out the window anyway when you have to go, when you have to do what's it called, recover. So if you could go back to when you first started, what would you say to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to yourself if you could go back to the beginning? What would you say to Jack Keenan just starting out?
Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
That's a big one.
Because there's always going to be someone that's bigger or stronger in some way. Might not be physically being able to look at it or see it in numbers, but it's going to be something, and they're always going to be better at it than you. So if you need to just backpedal once you realize it. And it's definitely the hardest thing to do, because nobody wants to move back, especially in the training. I remember when the gyms opened up after the first lockdown, and obviously you're not as strong as you were, and you're like, fuck, like I need to build this back, and then you just go all in, and then it's shut again, and you're like, oh, great. But yeah, you definitely do need to just be aware that you're not the best. You're probably not going to be the best in the room. And it's a fact. You just need to sort of stay humble about it.
Do you think you would have listened to yourself if you had been told that?
Back then, probably not.
Probably not yet.
No, I would have been like, yeah, okay, whatever you say, and then just leave
it. That's wrong. Yeah, whenever we start out, you think you know everything, don't you? When you first start,
Yeah.
But the more you learn about something, the more you learn that you don't know anything, actually. So the more you know, the more you know that you don't know. That's something that I've had to come across. The learning never stops, and the progress never stops. It's a long-term process.
Oh,
definitely. Thanks so much, Jack.
No bother, mate. Thanks for having me on.
Sure.